Sure, man. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good.
All right, that's great. And how was your day?
Man, it's okay. I have some stuff to do, but it's everything right. Okay. I'm just working and producing a lot, and it matters. No?
That's great. Can you hear me very well?
No, I can't.
How about now? Is it okay?
Yes, now it's better. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I guess then that the day was a very busy one for you, or it is a busy one because it's still afternoon for you, but it's already evening for me. My day has ended, but your day has just started.
Yes. Yes, I'm after my lunch now, and
Oh, okay.
have a lot of work to do, man. A lot of things I need to do.
Oh,
Yes, this evening.
sorry about that.
Yes.
Can you give me a moment? I'll be right back. One minute, please.
Okay, man. No problem.
All right, I'm back. Let's continue.
Let's continue. Let's go ahead, man.
All right. Okay, so in the last lesson, I think that was on Monday. No, on Tuesday. Our last lesson was on Tuesday, and we read an article, and we started with exercise number 3. We finished with exercise number 3, and we had exercise number 4 remaining. We are going to complete that, and then we would go ahead to look at. We'll start with grammar, like we discussed in the last lesson, because you said you had a very big problem with the tenses, and I noticed that it is a problem for you, so we really have to work on that, especially with the verb endings and the changes and everything. So we're just going to open to the link I sent to you. I think it's in the other chat. That's the other chat, the number that we use to discuss most of the time. You will find the link there. You just click on that, you open, and then we'll start with exercise number 5 for the discussion. We'll complete the discussion, and then we go ahead with grammar. And we were looking at an article which was talking on other adjectives queue, or how adjectives queue up before a noun in a sentence. That's in a situation where there are many adjectives in one sentence. All right?
All right, man. Okay.
Good. So when you open to the link, you let me know.
Okay. Just a second.
And if you have difficulties finding the link, you can just let me know so I resend to you.
No, I found here. Okay.
Okay.
I open it. That. And
All right. Just a moment. I'm opening here.
okay.
All right. It's open. So we're looking at. Okay, you sent it to me, but I have it. I've opened already.
Oh,
Thank you. All right. So we have other how adjectives queue up before a noun. That's what we were looking at. We looked at some basic vocabulary where we had the words attention, factual, physical, quality, origin, and purpose. Then we read through the article and we learned the different forms or the different types of order. Adjectives take before a noun in a sentence. That's in a situation whereby we have so many adjectives. All right.
all right.
And then we went ahead to look at exercise 3 discussion, where we finished with equations, and we were supposed to start with exercise 4 for the discussion, but time cut us short. So we're going to finish with that, and then we'll continue with grammar if time permits. So we have exercise 4 for the discussion, and the first question under that is, who was your first English teacher and what were they like?
Oh my goodness, man. Yes, I think
You
my
can't remember?
yes, it's been a long time, man. I think I had this teacher when I was really young at my primary
Hmm.
school, and
Yes.
I can't remember exactly who is, man, because I have some teachers, but in my country is not too. In the past are not too common, to teach English in
Yes.
the school, and I learned really basic things like basic colors and basic words, and but it has a long time, man.
Okay.
Yes, it's been a long time. Yeah, I can remember, man.
All right. I see. Just a moment. All right. You can't actually remember how it was.
I can't, man.
Okay. Just a moment. 1 minute. Okay. Let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
All right. Question number 2. What languages do you think you'd find hardest to learn?
Oh, man, I tried once to learn Chinese. Man, it's crazy
Can you
language.
tell me what was your motivation to learn the Chinese language?
Man, there really is because I stay like I want to understand what Chinese are doing in our world because they are dominating everything, And if you look around, I don't know how about in your country. My country, if you look around, man, everything is made from Chinese persons, and Chinese factories and everything, man. From the cars to electronics or whatever, man, plastic, everything. China do everything, and I still really curious about how this culture and how these persons can I don't know dominate the world in this way, and I still thinking, man, how can it happen? And my
Hmm.
motivation to learn Chinese was to understand the culture and why the person do these kind of things and how the factories work in there and what kind of studies they learn in China and everything about Chinese nation, and it was my primary motivation.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
And did you? Oh, just a moment. So, what about the Chinese language did you find to be very difficult for you?
Everything, man, because they don't have the words like we have, like A B C D. It's kind of figures, and it's really really different. And the sound of the words and these figures is crazy, man. It's like crazy, have a lot of yes, man. Have a lot of words you can't pronounce uh, correctly or properly. It's strange, man. It's everything strange.
All right, I see. So you talk about Chinese. What about if you had to learn Japanese? Wouldn't it be the same thing? Isn't it going to be similar like Chinese?
No, I think
Or,
Japanese
or hold on.
is
Hold
easier.
on. Maybe you're talking about Chinese. What do you think about your own language, Portuguese? Like any other person had to learn Portuguese. Because Chinese is difficult. Yes, I would agree with that. But man, Portuguese, oh my goodness.
I
We should
think
not even go there.
yes, you can put Portuguese and Chinese in the same scale. It's difficult, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's not just difficult, but it's crazy. Oh my goodness. It's insane.
It's insane, man. My language is really, really insane. Oh my
Extremely insane.
Chinese
Alright.
too. Chinese
It's not easy.
too. Yeah. Okay.
Not at all. And I think the Chinese language is similar to Japanese. Learning the Chinese language is as difficult as learning Japanese. It's as difficult as learning Korean. It's as difficult as learning, I think, Taiwanese or maybe
Russian.
Indonesian. Russian. I don't know about Russian, but I'm not sure learning the Russian language is very difficult. I don't think so.
I
Maybe
think
maybe with the Russian language you just need to learn their tone because they have a particular tonality they use when it comes to how can I say this? When it comes to pronouncing words, like it sounds a little bit kind of how can I put this? I can't really imitate them, but there's a particular tonality they use, and it's so intimidating,
yes,
so
it
so
is.
so intimidating. And the
It's,
Germans too as well. They have this too.
yes. I don't, yeah, it's difficult, man. Every language when you need to learn, you
Mhm.
need to expand your mind, because is nothing similar. Our languages, it's everything different, man. I don't know.
Yes,
I
that's
think
true.
is the most difficult thing is to learn some different language, because especially if you don't have a good teacher, if you have a teacher who are in the class just for the money, and they don't have any love in what they are doing, it will be a little bit more difficult for the student, because
That's true.
you need to get the right way with the right person, and you need to put a lot of efforts and struggle a lot to learn this new language, man. And I think the study is around 20%, and the
Uh-huh.
teacher is around 60 or 70%, and the percentage left is God. You
Yes.
need you need to count on God, good teacher, and your efforts. You need to put your efforts and struggle to learn. It's
All right.
difficult.
I have one question for you. Before we started learning English together, did you have another teacher who taught you this? I mean, forgetting about kindergarten and first grade, second grade, eighth grade, in high school, or maybe at the university level, or maybe when you started working. How did you start learning English?
Man, I really start my journey in English, maybe because with my job, and I like a lot of computer and programming, this kind of things. So really young, I need to learn some words to because of the programming or the systems I'm trying to build, this kind of things. But
How was that experience? Can you share a little with me? I want to know how it was.
yes, it changed my life, man, because I started to think, really, this experience expanded my mind in a way that I can see over my country, because uh, before that, I never imagined what the word is, and learn English give me the possibility to learn about different cultures or read different materials because
Mm-hmm.
if you look to my country, especially in the technology or the medicine or a lot of things, everything here came from outside, for especially the English language. And
Yes.
learn English made me a different person, because expand my mind and I can study
Mm-hmm.
everything around the world now that I want to
Mm-hmm.
learn, and I can communicate with other persons, and it was really interesting. And man, it's incredible learn this learning experience. And for example, yesterday I made a new friend from Canada. I have a Discord.
Oh.
Yes, I have a Discord group here, and we are all studying about YouTube and how to build
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channels and this kind of things. And I met
Mm-hmm.
this woman who live in Canada, and she was trying to build a big channel on YouTube, and I started
Just
to.
like we are trying to do.
Sorry.
She's trying to do the same thing, just like what we are trying to do now. The project we're taking on.
It's about our project, man. And I started to talk with this woman, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really really interesting, experience just to learn a different language. I can just talk with a person who is in the other side of the world. It's crazy, man. This learning experience for me changed my life, man. And now I never, man, in my life, I never have this desire to travel the world, no different places and countries and different nations, and now I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling really so curious about that, man. And I feel like, oh my god, how can I waste this time, just without looking out of my country? How can I lose this time, man? And because of that, I'm studying a lot English, and I want to learn as much as I can. And it's that. It's crazy, man.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. Let's go for the next question. That should be question number. Just a moment. Question number two, I guess. Yes. Question number two, exercise number four for the discussion. Just a moment. Or maybe, okay, let me read. I was about to ask you to read, but my article is open. All right. So, question number three, sorry.
Okay.
Do you know many people who speak more than one foreign language?
No, I didn't, man.
All right. What about you? Don't you speak more than one foreign language?
No, just one, man. Just my language. Yes, if you look for this way, I can speak Spanish, English, and Portuguese because Spanish.
Exactly. You speak more than one foreign language.
Yeah, just me, man.
And you didn't talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Like if I knew how to speak more than one foreign language and I got to this question, oh my god, I would be like, yeah, I don't know anyone, but I know that I can do that. Or maybe I would say that yes, of course I know many people. I know 10 people who can speak many foreign languages, and then 10 of those people, like myself, just me alone, I'm 10 people, so you understand, 10 people. Or I would just say 3 people, and I would say me, myself, and I. So, either ways, it still works.
Okay.
All right. Question number 4. Have you talked to many foreigners learning your language? Have you ever had an encounter trying to talk or speaking with someone who maybe has come to Brazil and is learning the Portuguese language?
No, never, man. Never. I did not have this experience yet, but it was really interesting, and I want to, but never someone came to me and say, "Hey, Andre, I'm trying to learn Portuguese. Help me."
All
Okay.
right. I don't mean because very often, very often when people want to learn the language, they would just come to you and they would try to start speaking in the language to get you a response or to get you a reaction or your feedback. All right. And with some of these people who are still learning, when they come to you, they won't tell you they would actually be speaking, but then as a native speaker of that language, you can actually determine or identify the mistakes, okay? And you can actually tell whether or not they are learning, okay?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. All in all, it's crazy. It's good, but at the same time, it's crazy.
Yes, it is, man. Oh my goodness.
All right. And the last question under that. What are the biggest differences between English and your native language?
Oh, yeah, man. This one is really good. Have a lot of different one, a lot of different. If you start to think,
Okay.
yes, just how uh, the objects have the male and female, it sounds crazy, man.
It's crazy. Like I don't know how managed the Portuguese language does that. An object having the male and the female. Oh my goodness, everything. I think even the animals have the male and the female. If it's a dog, if the dog is female, you call it like this. If it's male, you call it like this. Like
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
If
Memorize all of
like
that.
for
It's not a
example,
day's job.
you have the door, okay? The door is simply the door in English. You don't have male or female. But in
Yes.
Brazil, when you are trying to say some male, his, you say o Fidel. O is like he. It's the same. O Fidel.
Yes.
You know, and if you're trying to, yes, if you say like the door, the door, you don't have male and female. If you say
Yeah.
in Portuguese, you can't say o like o Fidel in male. You can't say that o porta because it's wrong. You need to say
Yes.
a like female
Mhm.
this way, a porta, and that is correct. You can't say o porta because it is wrong.
But apota is okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
And you still
water?
use that to refer to a female at the same time.
Yes. And if you go to
Great.
the like a pen, your example, you can't say o pen, caneta. In Portuguese, pen is caneta. You can't say o caneta. You need to say
Yes.
caneta. A caneta is correct, and o caneta is wrong because it's male.
Oh.
Pen is like female.
Everything is female. Even the door is female. The pen is female. How is that possible? The Portuguese language is crazy. All in all, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this.
Yes, it's crazy. And if you go through some glasses, a cup, you get a cup. Cup is male or female? In Portuguese, you say copo. Copo.
Okay.
You can't say
Couple.
a copo, female. It's wrong. You need to say male. O copo. It's o copo. In
I
English,
think if I have to if I have to learn, if I have to learn Portuguese grammar, I would go insane. I would
No,
literally go insane.
you won't, man. No, no. It's just practice.
There is no kidding about that. I would literally go insane. And after Portuguese, another language I've discovered that it's a bit difficult for me that I would have learned if I had the opportunity, but it's very difficult to learn too as well, is the Polish language. Like it's crazy. It's difficult. Their grammar is very, very strong. Has
My
very strong grammar.
my goodness, man.
And
I can't
and
imagine.
unlike the English language, which has unlike the English language, which has 26 alphabets, the Polish language has just 24 alphabets, meaning that two letters have been removed from the alphabet. And then those two letters have been replaced by some of the letters that are within the 24 alphabets. But now there's a difference because they have some symbols on these letters. Maybe you can find two dots at the top of a letter or a line or something. And it changes the pronunciation of that word completely.
It's
It's crazy. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
in Portuguese. The letter
Really
is
crazy.
different too, man. A lot of letters, uh, have different pronunciation in Portuguese. It's crazy.
Oh.
Like you have a lot of signals in the letters. In English you don't have this. Like my name in Portuguese is André. André. In English, the English person have a lot of difficulty to say my name because they can't
Oh.
pronunciate. Yes, they can't pronunciate André. They say Andre, 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 Andre.
Yes,
The
because they
I.
pronounce it. They pronounce it in in French. Because when you look at the name, okay, when you look at the way it's written, it's kind of it looks like a French name. Okay, so they pronounce it Andre in French. All
Andre,
right,
but it's not Andre. It's André. Dre, dre, dre.
Andre.
Yes,
If you want people to pronounce the name Andre just like you
not
pronounce,
not
it means that
André.
you are going to change their spelling.
Fidel, you need to pronunciate this R because in Portuguese it's not R like André. The R have the sound of a gunshot. Rrr, rrr. André, drrr,
Andre.
drrr, with the tongue. Drrr, drrr, André.
I understand. That's
It's
why I'm saying if you want people to pronounce it like this, just like you said, you would have to change the spelling. Instead of having an E with an apostrophe at the top, you are going to change that. You remove the letter E, and then you will replace that with the letter AIS, so that
yeah,
they can pronounce it like that. When they see it like that, they would pronounce it. It would sound exactly like you're saying.
yeah.
This is on the Andre. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, have a lot of words in Portuguese is really difficult to say. Even for us, for Brazilians, it's difficult, man. Some words, if you need to say, it's like, oh my goodness, what the hell? Who invented this word? You stay like thinking, oh my goodness, how can some word like this exist in this dictionary? You feel like even in Portuguese for us, it's crazy.
Can you share with me a little bit? How was your experience like learning Portuguese while growing up? When you were growing up, how was it like learning?
Oh, for me, it's natural, because I saw my family speaking every day, man, and
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
don't mean I don't mean the speaking, okay? I don't mean the speaking. I mean the grammar section because I believe that since it's your first language, normally they would teach you that in school. So how was that experience in school?
oh, it's really boring,
Learning
man.
the language as a
If
subject
you
in school.
if you ask me, even today, a lot of rules in Portuguese, man, I don't even know. I can't imagine, the rules in my language because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, man, how these things works, If it's like English, Now I can speak a little bit better, but I simply okay speak. I can't think what I speak, just simply go away. Like in Portuguese, I can speak Portuguese, but I don't think what I'm saying, I need to read a lot to correct my mistakes. And okay, but if you ask me how to write correctly or the rules of the Portuguese language, man, I don't even.
You won't be able to say.
No, I need to study, I need to go through the Google and ask the Google, man, because I don't know.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it is, man.
It's terrible.
Yes,
I think in such a situation there is no difference between yourself and myself. In a situation where I'm teaching a Portuguese or someone from Brazil who doesn't know a word in English, and I'm trying to make them understand my explanation, and I go to Google Translate and I have to write down in English and translate to Portuguese, and then I listen to the pronunciation and I am trying to repeat it back, and then or maybe I translate this, I send it to them in the chat, and then I read it out in Portuguese, and I'm like, okay, this in Portuguese, this is how you pronounce it in English, okay?
My goodness, man. It was.
And it's always very crazy because even at times when you get the pronunciation from Google and you pronounce it, the student would be like, no, Fidel, that's not how it's pronounced. You pronounce it like this.
Yes.
And at that moment, I always feel like I've done it. Like I'm trying, I know the word. And then at the end of it, they would be like, no. It's not pronounced like that. And it's not. At times they would even correct the spelling, the spelling I got from Google Translate, and they would, no, it's not written like that. That's not what you're supposed to say. You should say it like this and not like that. And it's my goal.
Yes, it happens, man. Every time. Man, if you look to the translation in Google, man, sometimes you can't understand, because it's really, really different, man. Because Google, when you go to the translator, they sometimes the voice of the woman who are reading are in English, and the sounds in Portuguese sounds like different from English, because this kind of things like the R in Portuguese have other spelling, you need to read in different way, or like the letter, I don't know, I, it's different too. You have a lot of different letters, and it's crazy. When you put it into the Google Translator, man, even me, sometimes I can't understand what Google are saying, because it's completely different.
What Google is saying, not us saying, because Google is not many. It's one, singular. There's no plural for it.
Yeah, what Google is saying.
Good.
Is correct? Is saying.
Yes, it's saying. That's the correct thing.
Oh, I see.
Because when you say what Google are saying is like you have so many Googles all talking to you at the same time.
My goodness.
But it's just one. It's just one. Singular. There's no two Googles. It's just one.
Okay. Is. Okay. I get it.
Good. Google is uncountable, right? You cannot count it. You cannot say one Google, two Googles, three Googles. No.
Yes. Okay, man. Really good. You are funny, man.
Oh my goodness. But I have to make the lesson interesting. That way it makes learning more fun.
Okay. It is, man. Really good.
All right, amazing. All right, great. So tomorrow we are officially going to start with grammar. We'll start looking at grammar. We'll study grammar then from tomorrow.
Okay, let's go ahead, man. Let's do it.
All right. Since our time is up, we'll start with grammar officially tomorrow.